it should be posted there already. I do 3 to 4 videos per month on Patreon for $5. Alright, let's go ahead and get into tonight's video here on YouTube. Just putting in my code. I have not read these questions yet. I went ahead and hearted some of them so that you guys know that I've seen them, but I didn't really go in and read them. The first is from Ira, E-R-I. They asked how not to be socially awkward. I can't seem to fit in any of the conversations with my friends. I might do a little mic triggers while I read as well. And I have some of this COMPND rainbow jelly cubes. It is grape scented, oddly satisfying, and they are essentially, as you can see, big jelly cubes that are held together by slime. So I thought I could play with it. While I answer some of your questions. Oh, it's trying to come out on me. Let's see. Squeak. Okay. We'll get to that in just a second. The light from my laptop is illuminating my face. Okay, so 53 of you liked this post, this question. So I take it that a lot of you feel that way. I'm sorry that you do, but I get these questions a lot too on my workout videos. People ask me, how do you feel comfortable going to the gym and like not nervous that people are watching you and things. And at first, let me tell you a secret. Let me tell you a secret. At first, I was terrified, so scared. I wasn't a big gym buff until this year. I went a while back with my ex, but other than that, I never went by myself to the gym. I would always try to go with a friend or, whatever, and after a while, I'm just like, you know what, I gotta do what I gotta do. I have to make myself comfortable. I had to go through that uncomfortable stage to get to a place where I was comfortable. So, literally, I know it's so cliche, but I promise you, if you do like exposure therapy and put yourself through it, the first time might be very scary. And what I did was I brought like my AirPods and my phone, and I tuned into that and tried not to look like around too much. And then I would, work out, go to the bathroom, brush it up, wash my hands, then use another machine and kind of watch people and what they were doing to get tips and tricks and things. themselves that are just trying to get their fitness on. And I'm very goal dedicated, so it's like I put that over my peer. It's like, I want this, so in order for me to get this, I need to go to the gym. I need to go to the gym. So I kind of just force myself to deal with it. And socially awkward, I've definitely felt that way in friend groups and different like social events and stuff, where there's some people that can just make friends with anyone and everyone and talk to anyone and everyone, spark up these crazy conversations and stuff, and that's never been me. But what's odd is that I was a server for years. Like I was saying, I was a waitress for a few years in college, and a couple years before that as well. And I think being around and meeting all those new people really helped me open up in terms of socialization. So I would start with your work, and if you don't work yet, when you do, that's going to help a lot. You know, everybody there is doing the same job, so you have connections in that regard. And a lot of people there are feeling the same way you are, that they just want a human connection. And I know I feel that way in the ASMR community. I want to connect with other creators because we share the same love. You know, we're doing the same job and or hobby of ASMR. So it's like, okay, that's the first major thing we have in common. So, you know, I would start there. School. I know school can be tough, and I was very socially anxious in school as well. But I promise you're not going to be in school forever, and it does get better with time, so hang in there with that. But I would maybe try talking to yourself. I know it sounds silly, but maybe try practice talking to yourself in the mirror, and like how I do role plays, or people do role plays on YouTube. We're talking to a camera essentially, right? Maybe try that, so that, you know, you can practice your talking skills, communication skills, even if nobody's talking back. Don't feel embarrassed because nobody has to know. I really, really hope that helps you guys. Please take those tips and tricks and try them. I promise it will. If you practice at it, it will get better. Alright, let's see. How do I get out? Oh, the next one is from Noelle, Veronica, and 13 people liked this question. She asked, how do I get out of the friend zone? I think I friend zoned myself with the guy I like, and I don't know how I'm supposed to show him that I'm interested in being more than just friends. With the cricket smiley face emoji. Someone left a reply. Let's see. Maybe it was me. Let's see. Come on. It's not gonna show me a random. Well, Noelle and everybody else who liked this comment, I would say if you are scared to talk to him directly about it, or her, to write a note or an email, a text, something of the sort, where you don't have to talk to the person face first question. But I think once you start working, a lot of that anxiety will fade, especially in the workplace, because you're doing the same job. You know, you're in the same atmosphere as these people, and you make connections. You might not connect with everybody, right? That's normal. That happens in every workplace, you know. But you will connect with somebody, and maybe go to like a job fair. A lot of people your age are going to things like that to kind of test the waters, to see what jobs are out there. You know, maybe look into helping, like maybe like into a program that helps with make resumes, things like that. I know it's a little, you know, the world is different right now, but it's slowly starting to open back up. So I would start there, and you know, do deep breathing. Maybe have something in your pocket to fidget with. Like I'm fidgeting with this right now, and it helps me stay focused and helps me be present and in the moment. And have something to fidget, it kind of calms the mind a bit, right? So bring a fidget toy. You can play with it right in your pocket. If you're embarrassed of having one, nobody will even know it's there. Do deep breathing, do counting in your head, things like that. It will definitely help with the anxiety. And the second part of this question about having the perfect body. No. The prettiest girls online are photoshopping their photos or using a filter, and a lot of these filters highly change what people look like. You know, you might think they have a perfect body or they're the prettiest girl, and they might think the same thing about you. They might hate their legs, or, you know, love your hair and dislike theirs. We live in a society today where social media is such a big presence, and a lot of times there's a lot of false reality online, and that's why I keep it real with you guys, and I tell you the truth, things about my past, present, whatever, future. I answer these questions truthfully about the things I've gone through in my past, all of it. And that's the purpose of the reason I made this channel, so people felt less alone with what they were going through. And I know how you feel every time I get on TikTok. I even made a TikTok about it. I've never realized there were so many pretty people in this world until I went on TikTok. It's like every other girl is gorgeous. But not saying that there aren't pretty girls out there, but I believe that each person is pretty in their own way. And I know a lot of guys that look more to a girl's personality than their looks. And like I said, a majority of females nowadays are using filters or photoshopping their photos. So just because you see them on TikTok looking absolutely stunning, they might not look like that in real life. So just keep that in mind, and know that the way you're feeling, so many other people are feeling too, and you are absolutely beautiful inside and out. You just need to learn to love yourself. I hope that helped. The next question is from Toast ASMR. She asked tips on repairing a strained relationship with your mom after going through a pretty serious phase in life that disappointed her. I've been there, as you all know. I have been healing time is different, and that's your mom's journey, and she deserves that for herself. I would suggest that, maybe she look into counseling. You can do it online or Al-Anon if it has anything to do with addiction or alcoholism. Al-Anon is for the person and or family members who have been affected by your use. And there's been really great success with people who have gone to those meetings, so just a suggestion, but I would continue to show her that she has reason to trust you, and, did a little acts of kindness for her, do her dishes or clean her car for her, and, do better with your life so that she can see that you're gonna be okay, that she doesn't have anything to worry about, because it comes from a place of love. Our parents love us no matter what, so just because you guys are going through a rocky time doesn't mean that she gave up on you or doesn't love you. She just might be to a point where she can't handle anymore, and that's okay. That's alright. I hope that helps, sweetheart, but don't lose hope. Things will get better. Trust me. Trust me. The next one is from Shreya Patel. How to be happy single without feeling jealous of other people in relationships. Love your vids. Thank you, sweetheart. I was single for a bit when me and Chris broke up. It was almost a year we were apart, and it's the first time I was single in a long time. And I say single because I was like talking to people, but whatever. Single for me. Since I got out of like grammar school, I was in long-term relationships, one after the other. But I like didn't know what to do with myself. When I was single, I didn't know what to do with myself. And if a friend was like, oh, I'm going to dinner with so-and-so, or oh, it's like, oh, I don't want to be alone, but at the same time, I loved living alone for that period of time. I loved having my own space, being able to listen to whatever music I wanted, as loud as I wanted, make whatever food I wanted, watch what I wanted on TV. I just really enjoyed living alone at that time, and but I get you, I had those feelings too, and wanting to just go to sleep with somebody else at the end of the night and cuddle and be able to do the things that couples do. I would say if you're feeling that sense, then it's probably because there's something missing inside of you. I would spend time with yourself. A lot of times people will surround themselves with a ton of friends, and it's good to do things with your friends, but you also need to get to the root of why you're feeling like that. So, maybe start journaling, or just say it aloud so that it's going somewhere, it's getting out of you, right? Or write it down and burn it if you never want somebody else to see it. And that actually feels really good to like burn the pages after you've like vented. It's very therapeutic. But kind of figure out why you're feeling like you need a relationship, because you should be able to be okay with yourself being single, and not feel like you necessarily need a partner. Okay, so hopefully that helps. You're definitely not alone in that, though. A lot of people feel that way. The next question is from Mama Brown. Braun, I think it's pronounced Braun. How to have a healthy long-distance relationship with your husband, military while raising 2 kids alone, jealousy and trust issues, etc. Now, this could be for anybody that has jealousy or trust issues in their relationship. Not just if you're married. I'm just getting closer to the mic a little bit. Now, this question could be for anybody. You don't have to be married for this to apply for you. It could be anybody that has relationship stress or issues due to jealousy and or trust issues. I've been there, and I don't have it in my relationship now, and I think it's because I have no reason to feel that way in my relationship now. Like, it doesn't make me have those feelings, because at one time, for a little bit he did, but I nipped it in the bud, and like, he was liking a couple girls' photos that he knew from the past on Facebook, and I'm like, no, I know that that girl likes you more than just a friend, so I don't want you doing that. And he stopped because he's seen how upset it made me. So I would talk to your significant other and let them know how it's affecting you. Even if you have to write a letter and leave it for them, send it to them, text message, whatever. I feel for me, with Chris, it's easier for us as a couple to write things out to each other, especially when they're serious topics, so that we don't fight. Because if you're not there, you can't fight, right? Just, you have to be honest with them. Otherwise, unfortunately, jealousy and like trust issues are very hard to get past. I'm not gonna lie to you, I've been there. I had a relationship where I didn't trust him, and it was for good reason, because he made me not trust him. It's not that I'm just not a trusting person. It's because of that particular relationship, if that makes sense. So there had to have been something he's done that's made you not trust him. Because if not, you would have no reason to, right? So I would say, lay down some ground rules, and he's your husband. He is your husband. He should respect them and, make it work. Just be honest and say, hey, I'm over here being a single mom, essentially, with 2 of your kids, and I'm feeling this way because you're doing this, this, and this, or you're not doing this, this, and this. And I would go from there, because if he's doing things that are making you not trust him, of course you're not going to trust him, you know what I mean? And if he's not doing anything at all, and you're just having trust issues, you kind of got to figure out why and get to the root of that, so that you can nip it in the bud. Because trust issues will ruin a relationship. I'm just being honest, they really will. I've been there. It's like the same old arguments every time you get mad. It's the same old argument, right? So, you are a super mom, and I really, really hope that things get easier for you guys. Sending all my love. But I do want to say, just remember that they are with you for a reason. They chose you out of, every other person that they've met in their life. They chose you. So, feel secure in that, baby girl. Feel secure, and you're the mother of his children. Okay. Tabitha Rodriguez, you are gorgeous. She asked, what are some healthy ways to cope with anxiety and stress? A lot of you guys liked that comment. Now, these methods are very, very helpful. So I wish you the best of luck, sweet Tabitha. Please know that you're not alone. So many other people are dealing with it too. So we definitely need to normalize anxiety, depression, all of those things. More than likely, the person next to you in class, one of those two people are dealing with the same thing as you. People just don't show it normally, right? Alright, the next question from Emily Felt. How to talk/tell your dad about not liking his new girlfriend. This is exactly why I made this video, for questions like this that you don't feel comfortable talking to your parents about. This situation, let me just first tell you, being a parent, your parent is always going to choose you, Emily. Always, always, always. Your opinion is very important, very, very important to your dad. If he's anything like my significant other, or like I with my son, you are most important. Yeah, of course, it's nice to have a significant other, but I would talk to your dad about it. But like I said, for the other two people, I'm telling you guys, letters are key. You can leave it for him if you know he's gonna wake up and drink coffee in the morning by himself. Leave it in front of the coffee maker and be asleep upstairs, or but right before you go to school and you're gonna be gone for hours, write the letter the night before, leave it there for him, put it in his coat pocket, so when he goes in his coat, he pulls it out and read it, so that it takes away the anxiety of having to talk to him about it in person. But as a mom, I know that your dad would want you to do that. It's very important that our children like the people we're with and feel comfortable more than anything with the people that we're with. So please, sweetheart, do that, or send a text, an email, anything. And of course, be kind. And you just have to be honest with him. And then maybe he'll see what you see. Maybe he has blinders on because he's happy right now, but just tell him why and be honest. Best of luck to you, love. I've been using my mom's laptop today because mine broke. I swear it's like all the electronics in this house broke at once. But it's, I don't know, the mouse is different than the one I had. But like I was saying,